Hello and welcome to my channel, where I bring truly transformational messages, tools, and guidance to help you awaken your self-healing powers. My name is Raquel Lopez, and in today's video, I am going to talk about the third stage of the spiritual awakening. Watch the video until the end, as I will be giving you some powerful tips to take you from where you are to where you want to be. So, we've already talked about stage 1 and stage 2, and if you have not watched those videos yet, I recommend you watch them now. Today is all about stage 3 of the spiritual awakening process. The conduit. Those that are at this stage will be able to tell you that life here becomes a lot easier, and this is due to several reasons. One reason is that because we've become incredibly serious about taking our life to the next level, we've learned how to trust the process and act on the signs that we receive from the universe. What really helps with my journey is to keep reminding myself that the universe is listening to everything I say and is watching everything I do. Divinity knows when we are serious about our growth. It senses when we mean business. It knows when we are committed to restoring balance within us. This is the reason why the majority of people fail to achieve their New Year's resolution, and by February, they've already given up working towards achieving the goal they set for themselves a month earlier. And this is also the case for those who've set goals at any other time of the year. You might fool yourself, but you cannot fool the universe. As an example, if your aim is to lose weight and the only thing you've done is to go to the gym twice, or you've given up eating carbs for dinner, or you've watched a video of someone delivering an exercise workout, these are all good intentions, by the way. But here's the thing, if you're not consistent, if you are unclear about your aim, if you just want instant results, and if you are not 100% serious, these actions, which by the way are not yet habits, will not take you that far. You can fool yourself, but you will not fool the universe, as I said before. The reason for this is because the foundations that are essential to get you from point A to point B have not been built to begin with. Would you build a house without a stable foundation? What will happen to the house if the foundation is not stable? The answer is simple. Sooner or later, the house will collapse. But this will not happen to those who have already entered or are entering in stage 3 of the spiritual awakening, because people in this stage are super serious about their growth. In other words, we are 100% committed to leaving behind our old version and becoming our new one. Thinking of a butterfly comes to mind. A butterfly life cycle also has 4 stages, by the way. The first stage to becoming a butterfly is the egg. The egg then becomes a caterpillar, the larva. The larva then becomes a pupa, and in stage 4, the pupa becomes a butterfly and flies. In stage 3, our spiritual practices, rituals, and routines are part of our lifestyle. There is no question, there is no whether I will do it or not. The practices are part of who we are, because we know it is due to these practices that we are able to connect with our authentic self, with the divine, and with the higher powers. At stage 3, we have learned to surrender. Now, surrendering is a whole new topic, and one I will discuss in more detail at another video, but just to give you a glimpse. When we begin to surrender, we learn to let go of the past, of the memories that we've accumulated throughout all these years, of the old mindset, of the things that do not serve our purpose our mission, and our desires. And because of the fact that we let go, we have less resistance. Resistance is what really keeps us from growing, from prospering, and reaching our full potential. Trust becomes our best friend in stage 3. We have received so many signs that we know we are on the right path. We recognize these signs instantly, and we trust that whatever we are is where we are supposed to be. We trust the process, follow our intuition, and the guidance we receive from the divine. Remember that the universe is watching and is listening, so our practices have become so strong that we have also learned to communicate with our high self and the higher powers. Now, it is my belief that these signs were there in the first place, and what I'm referring to when I say that they were there in the first place is that these signs are also present even if you are still in a stage 1 or a stage 2. However, because our consciousness at level 1 and 2 is still pretty low, we do not seem to see them. We miss them. So people that have not taken their lives to the next level is because they either lack clarity, because they are inconsistent, because they are not prioritizing their own growth, or because they do not have the right tools. In stage 3 of the spiritual awakening, we know that what used to stop us from living our full potential is no longer an issue. We continually act on the inspiration we receive. We also become intentional in what we do, how we think, what we say, and we almost instantly recognize whether our behavior is driven by our ego or our higher self. This is important because, as I explained in the video, the 4 stages of awakening, stage 1, awareness is fundamental for our growth. Without awareness, we cannot move forwards. So in stage 3, we receive and act on the signs that guide us forward. Once we are on this path, there is no way back. Going backwards is now in fact very difficult. Once you are in this growing path, the only way is forward. This is like saying that a martial artist who is a black belt returns to be a white belt. This is simply not possible because the black belt's abilities are so enhanced that he or she can only continue to learn, continue to refine, continue to expand and grow. It can never go back to not knowing. At stage 3 of the spiritual awakening, we know that whatever needs to be dealt with, it is being taken care of. There is hardly any worry, hardly any anxiety, hardly any uncertainty, and hardly any resistance. We still have thoughts, as we have a mind, and where there is a mind, there is thought. But the thoughts support rather than hinder us. We become aligned with our inner guidance system and the divine intelligence, and therefore learn practices that help us recode ourselves in a manner that's congruent with what we are actually supposed to do, our mission. In stage 3, we surrender, we let go, and because of this, life takes place through us. We become a conduit, a channel where energy can flow easier. Here we accept that we are where we are meant to be. We do not force things, we accept what is. I'd also like to explain that we tend to overestimate where we are in our growth journey. So if we think we are in a stage 2, we might actually still be at a stage 1. And the same is true for whichever stage you think you are in. That's probably not so good news for you today. In stage 3, we trust that everything is in divine perfect order. And now, let me give you some tips. Tip number 1. The universe knows if you are serious or not. So ask yourself this question. How serious am I when it comes to achieving what I desire? Being 50, 70, 90% is of no use. We need to be 100% serious. Tip number 2. Hire a coach who can guide you through this process. We cannot do things on our own, and there is always someone who's more advanced than us. Tip number 3: invest in yourself, in your growth. Take that program you've seen, which can actually move you from where you are to where you want to be. Tip number 4: I strongly recommend you do meditation daily. Be consistent. Start with 5-10 minutes per day and build it up from there. If you already practice meditation, consider learning how to go deeper. There are many meditation modalities that can help deepen your spiritual connection. And that's it from me today. If you liked this video and the content I provide, don't forget to like it, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video, experience love, peace, and joy. Bye for now.